All right, this is the last episode of season 2. This is episode 15, and the P114 Filmmakers podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jesse Knight.
I'm Randall Lanier.
Kat Holmes.
Aiden Ford.
Tyler Schulte.
And we're here to talk about all things filmmaking, and today we're going to be discussing, is film school like necessary? If you want to become a filmmaker, do you need to go to film school? You know, and that's kind of an open-ended question. I think it can be argued both ways easily and everything else in between. And the other thing I'd like to talk about is sort of the future of storytelling. You know, right now we're all kind of like into filmmaking, and we're doing that with all these kinds of things, of the technology that are available to us. How's that going to change, or is it going to stay the same? You know, what's going to happen there? So let's first talk about film school. Anybody?
I got you. Let me dive right into
right.
it. I think it is definitely necessary for you to do. If you're serious about it, I mean, you should go, because you're going to meet people who are into it. You're going to start making those relationships, and depending on what schools have connections, and you're going to get jobs way easier. Going in it blind, I just feel like it adds 10 steps harder for you in, because you're going to have to really, it's all on you to really figure out where to go, where to find people. And I just think if you really love it, make it easier for yourself. Go to a school where everyone's a beginner too.
Okay.
That way you work with each other, you know what I mean?
Right, so you see it as a good place to get guidance.
Yes.
And that kind of stuff
Oh, it's
starting.
so good.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Cool.
I 100% agree with him. Beyond 100%. I feel like it's not one of those things you need to go there for 4 years or 6 years or anything like that. No.
Yeah.
But for you to be able to be a strong filmmaker and to understand and to have, just to be able to say that you know a little bit about everything also. Because if you go into it with knowing, okay, I want to be an editor, you're never going to know that you could have probably wanted to be a DP or a director or an AD or whatever the hell it is that you wanted to do, because you just had your mindset on that.
Mm-hmm.
If you go and learn about it all, then you have options also. That's kind of what happened with me, and I'm glad that I'm not just in that same mind frame as I was before. Now I kind of just have the, option to do a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like it's something that's necessary.
Right on. What do you think, Kat?
Oh, in the age where you can just go and look at anything on YouTube. As a filmmaker, I extremely appreciate all the information that it's on, but it's not the same as coming and having everything shown to you and having things that you can have in your hand and look at and examine.
Right.
Having people to mentor you.
Mm-hmm. Mentors plus that access to equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of.
Yes, it's 1,000 times easier. And again, you don't have to go to a 4-year college. I agree with Hayden.
Right.
But to find something, and at least to do a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's definitely
And
necessary.
I'll say this with hers, if you're on YouTube, you're not going to get a Quaid.
Right.
So
Right?
You're gonna get people who started out
Right.
in film
when you go to film school, you get people like Quaid and you who, know a lot. And
And they bring you on their journeys with them.
yeah, and you can ask so many questions in person.
Yeah.
Like YouTube, I know you can comment, but when you're with somebody, you can ask all those really weird questions and
Mm-hmm.
really understand. And the stupid questions. I've asked so many dumb questions. I'm like, what is this for? Why do you do it like that? Then I'm like, oh, okay.
You aren't dumb questions.
Yeah.
You gotta learn what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Even myself, I'm still learning what some gears called and all that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny. Randall.
Yes, I believe it is. It is necessary. It's helpful, definitely, and it kind of gives you may steer you different ways. Like Aiden said, it might steer you different ways if
Sure.
if you kind of look at something. But I say I think it's if you go in and saying, hey, I want to go into movies, I want to do movies, that sounds like a very fantasy thing,
Right.
Whatever. And this may kind of slap you in your face a little bit and say, okay, wait a minute.
It's hard enough looks.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, and it's like setting up a set or doing whatever we do, whatever takes stuff to do.
Yeah.
On television, it's all okay, everything's set up and everything's great, but it's it take that takes and do you have to, and then like you said, one of y'all said that it does give you the aspect of different jobs. What this job is doing, what that job is doing.
Right.
What people have to go through to do this job, what people have to go to do this job.
Right.
Now, if you just wanted to be a director and said, I want to just direct because I want to boss people around and I like doing that, and and they're good at it, and they're good at directing. They're good at what they want to see and everything, but they may not know what Joe's job is, what Susan's job is, and they're gonna say, why is this not working?
Right. But if they knew.
Yeah, exactly, or at least have a little bit of knowledge. Okay, yeah, well, it takes 10 minutes to do that, then 5 minutes to 5 minutes.
I think you and everybody else are right in your comments here. I mean, like what you just said, and I think this is true for every job on a film set, knowing something about everybody else's job. Why do you think that is? What does that really improve? It improves the speed of something.
Teamwork, man.
Well, I think it's
Teamwork,
really
communication. That communication.
Understanding.
if you're
Yeah.
directing this movie and you know how these things work, you can appreciate a lot more.
Yeah.
And you can understand you need more 10 minutes. Do it.
Yeah, that's
know
what
what I mean?
Randall just said. I mean, he was like,
Yeah,
it's
Like
how is the gaffer supposed to know what's going on if he doesn't, know that
understand the other job.
Yeah,
that's
like
going on,
he needs to know he's got 10 minutes.
Right.
But really the makeup artist is going to take him another 30 minutes. He needs to know that.
And it's
So
dealing
he has
with
a little
people
extra
too. So it's the you've got the job you know about, but then also the people you're working with, they're nuanced as well.
You got to understand everybody's position here.
Or
Or you're not really going to do a very good job at your job.
right.
Because you're, especially in this field,
Or you're gonna be considered to be a jerk because you don't
Right.
Yeah.
about other people.
you're only
Down the
concerned
road.
about yourself.
We know how that turns out.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think there's a difference in being assertive on set and being an asshole.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes something has to get done, and you gotta.
Kick
If
people
no
in
one's
the butt.
moving, you gotta move.
Move
to
asses
get it going,
now.
Yeah, but generally, yeah. And I've rarely ever yelled at anybody on a set. It happened years and years ago, a few times, and it really wasn't even a big deal then. But
Yeah.
Well,
you never want to do that.
Also, because this is my last semester here at school, and I'm done with the film program. But I found, like Aiden said, you may see something you want to do differently, whatever type thing. I came in thinking about a director or a DP or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I came out of it feeling like I like to edit or write. So I'm totally different, two different jobs.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I totally see you going that way too.
I do too.
Yeah.
He could be also, I think this is something he needs to do, is podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, he is
Well,
very...
You're
I'm
kind of
full of-
natural with that. You've done a lot of research.
He's a very good researcher, yeah.
Trivia, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, you should
He does.
totally.
Yeah.
He needs to be, he needs his own YouTube channel and needs people, like a community that's like him to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
something.
think it's starting to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'll be on any podcast you have, provided I'm not working at that moment.
Right.
I think film school is a beautiful thing because also it molds you, other than just the idea of what position you're going to be in when you're working, but it molds you as a person and as a filmmaker.
Right.
Because I've learned a lot about myself and the things that make me happy just by being here. And I'm 100% sure that y'all have too, just because I think it's with any school though, or any time you do something you love, but it's just super necessary again and again. I hate it when people are like, well, you don't have to go. It makes you seem like you're less of your position or your job is less because you didn't have to go to school.
For sure.
But actually, I want you to go do this and tell me how you feel and what happens.
I've met self-trained people, and I'm friends with self-trained
It's possible.
people. It is. There's a tiny little chip generally on some of their shoulders about film school, and they need to just lose that. They shouldn't worry about that. They made it their way. Everybody goes up their other ways.
Yeah.
I'm totally film school, and this guy's like totally trashing film schools, and I'm like, yeah, I was in debt and all this, but I got to make all these great movies and learn how to really do it.
You
And
get
I
some
learned
good
how to do it
memories, you know?
really fast, you know. Yeah, great memories.
Great memories.
Yeah, yeah.
God, you learn so much.
I learned a ton. You know, it was a different film school than what you guys have experienced. You know, y'all got to experience more. Not that mine wasn't hands-on, but it was a lot of like the classes were a lot of theory and stuff that were expected to make movies.
Yeah.
That's what
So we would take
yeah.
gear, shoot stuff on the weekends.
I don't know if this is a bad point of view to look at life, but you know, you only live once,
Mhm.
and I'd like to, my one life,
Mhm.
go to film school
Yeah,
and have
yeah.
that experience, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Never thinking about, man, I wonder what it would have been like, though, if I would have gone. You know?
Right, and there's all kinds
If I
of
had two
film
lives,
schools.
maybe I would have been like, yeah, I'm not going to go this time.
Right.
You only got one life, though.
Mhm.
I'd like to experience it.
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah,
I could care less how much
for
it's
sure.
going to take or whatever, you
Where
know?
I think it's helpful is you're exposed to a bunch of other people, but all sort of on the similar path. Hopefully, like we got a few teachers here, but hopefully you can get to a school where you got like 5 or 6, you know, kind of trained professionals there, so you get a really good balanced kind of perspective on how things
Mhm.
work. You know, I do my best, but you know, I'm limited. That's
Yeah.
just how it is. But you know, also I think really an important thing is learning to communicate with other people. I mean, I can't really. That's a very simple kind of thing,
You
but
gotta be a
honestly,
people
that's
person.
a very much. Very important part of it. It is hard to make a film just by yourself. It's
Yeah.
it's totally possible. I've done it, but it's way better to do it other way, you know, with other people. Like probably being DPing and directing at the same time. I used to think that's how I'd always do it, you know, but once you've tasted just
Yo, when I
directing
did
and just
the
DPing,
when I did
it's
the
so
short with him,
nice.
and he
Yeah.
said, "I'm a film and take over." I said, "Oh."
Yeah.
And then I told him, I remember the running shot. I was like, what if we did this one? He was like, what if we did this one? I looked at it and I was like, that's better.
See?
And I was like, I like this.
yeah, that's how it is.
I love it.
When was
So-
this?
The Watcher.
Oh, okay. When she was running?
Yeah, you said what if we did up there instead? Because I wanted to do it more lower,
Mm-hmm.
and you were like, let's do it way up there.
Y'all all had good experiences directing and stuff here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know? And I wish I had brought the D kids more involved with
Right.
with when you guys were just, especially when you were in Quaid's classes and stuff.
Yeah.
We weren't there yet, you know.
Right.
And it was a totally different group of D kids. Just this magic happened this year. I don't know what happened, but you guys are great. The D kids, it just all worked, you know.
It's when I came.
But you know, in a way, that was a transition, but it was never ending transition since I've been here. But yeah.
What a way to end it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love
Students
here.
alike.
Beyond me, you know, there's been a lot of probably people that love film. Yeah. Yeah, that too. But I'm happy these guys came too.
Yeah.
I'm happy I met Randall.
Mhm.
Because it's just like, I'm not gonna lie, the first semester here, I was just real quick. First semester here, it was super hard for me. It was very lonely.
Right.
I didn't get to make anything.
Right.
I did the, I mean, I did. I have to say, like, I did so many things for myself. You saw all of them.
Yeah.
I had a lot of challenges, but
Yeah.
I got some shit done, man.
Yeah.
I literally, you know, I got a lot done, but when they came, it's like that's when it really happened for me.
Oh, the first week
Yeah.
you guys were already making a movie.
Yeah, it was like
it wasn't even a
it's
part
like
of
love
your
at first
so,
sight.
You know.
Love at first sight. You know, we just started
Yeah.
rolling with it,
It works.
and it just everything we've done has been good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the argument can be made both ways. If you don't have access to a film school and stuff, you can, if you're driven, you
Yeah.
can find a lot of answers online.
You gotta
But
have
even
that
then, it's
drive.
hard to have without guidance. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
What's right and what isn't. You know.
Mm.
You know,
It's like you're in a maze and you're going in it without no knowledge.
yeah, so
Film
you're
school,
blindly looking through
film
everything.
school, they give you kind of like a beginner's guide, and you can figure out how to get out.
Yeah.
That's how I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And a lot of it, you know, a lot of filmmaking rests on you.
Yep.
Yourself getting through. You know, how do you do this? You know, you got to figure it out, learn.
Which
You
I
gotta
like.
put yourself out there.
I like a lot.
I don't think I would. The only reason I've learned anything, it's not because I'm saying this against any of my teachers or
Right.
yourself,
Mhm.
because you, and this is again with everything, you have to open your mind.
Yeah.
But you gotta take steps. You can't just let someone teach you. This is the kind of situation where you have to you gotta go make shit.
Yeah.
You can't just sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'm a filmmaker because I have the knowledge. No.
Right.
You got to understand how to do it physically.
At my film school, there was a lot of people that talked a lot. In undergrad, grad school, most of us did stuff, but
they're both equally good, but you need both.
But and there are bigger classes. You're gonna have the people that are all talk, but they don't do anything.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
Yeah. I had some friends. I'm still friends with them, but they could not get a film shot to save their life. They had all these grand ideas, super smart, all this stuff. They had everything lined up, all this, and it just they didn't have the metal to. You have to be a mother hen when you make a film. You gotta have all these pieces and kind of keep it going and stuff. And if you're too loose and too whatever, then it just gets washed over and stuff. You gotta be able to give out the message and keep things going in the right way.
Yeah.
Without ruffling too many feathers.
No, yeah.
That kind of thing. So I don't know. We're all sort of pretty film school positive people here, because we're in film school. I've been making my bread and butter teaching in film schools for 17 years.
It has changed. It made me happy and a happier person. I don't think I've ever actually been this happy in my whole entire life.
Awesome. I've never had that feeling of,
that's great.
I get to go to school.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go to school.
Well, see, that's the thing about me. To me, the first semester I was here, the first class I had, making a wardrobe was the only class offered that particular semester for me, because I kind of came in a little late, and I was luckily able to get some classes here, and making a wardrobe was the only film class studies I took.
Right.
And I just went in there. I was really excited that day. It was Monday morning, very early Monday morning class, 8 o'clock. And I was all primed. Everybody else in the class was zombies or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
That was me.
And I'm like, let's ready to talk. And I started,
And Jennifer.
Jennifer,
what a great introduction.
She's awesome.
Jennifer was talking, started bringing up stuff and whatever, and then I started talking to her, and I'm like, come on, people, let's talk about this. We're in a class talking about films.
She's got the coolest stories too. Oh my god.
I mean, we're in a class talking about movies. We're not talking about math. We're not talking English. We're not talking about history or whatever. If you don't like all that stuff,
it's film.
It's just like, this is film. I never had classes like this before. And it's just like, it was.
It's strange, I got here and, there's some great students here, and then not that they were bad students, but it's just like, it was like their life was pain. Everyone, why are you doing this?
You're choosing to be here, you know that, right?
Yeah, that's another thing too, is that you're choosing to be here. Nobody told you have to be here.
I know. This isn't a penitentiary.
There's nothing more annoying.
They feel like that sometimes, but
I know. If I didn't want to come to school that day, and I knew I was going to be miserable, I didn't come.
Right.
But I'm going to be here 99% of the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's one of those situations, it's like, if you're having a bad day or something, do something about it. But if you absolutely hate being here, why are you here?
Right, exactly.
Why did you even try,
Right. Oh, yeah.
I had this same feeling. It's funny, the first day of Jennifer's class, she was telling me a story about a movie she did. She had all these movies she's always done, and, or did. And I was like, and I just had, Christine in the class with me, just me and her. And she's been there, she's like, heard about it. She's super like, yeah, I know that life. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like, can I know more now? Like, you tell me more? And I'm asking her questions and stuff. And I remember I left, and I was like, this is the coolest shit I've ever done.
When I got out there that day, I was like, I told family and friends, whatever, you know what I did today? What I did for 4 hours in the classroom? I talked about movies.
Yeah.
Like I said, I talked about math, or anything like that.
Yeah,
I didn't, sit there learn about, some subject I didn't care about. I talked about movies. I'm like, this is awesome.
I know, right?
That's how you know you love it.
Yeah.
My favorite homework assignment was, you said, break down a scene. And I was like, so I put in the Winter Soldier, and I broke down, the fight scene. And I was like, I'm actually writing about this, and I like it.
Yeah.
And usually, when in school, I'd always have to I'm running out of words, I don't know what to say,
Right.
That I was like, I have so much.
It'll help you kind of figure out why you like something. What is it about the scene that you like? If you go in and analyze it and look at every little piece, all the cuts, all the colors, everything about it, it'll make you appreciate it more, and you'll be able to replicate it.
I never got home so fast, though, excited to do a homework thing.
I know. First semester of editing, Jesse would always be like, all right, so I was so overwhelmed. Do you remember how overwhelmed I was?
Yeah.
I was like one of those people that I was like, but it's got to be right. And he was like, it's okay. And I was just so anal about it. But I remember I'd go home every night and edit for hours. I had
good.
my favorite class was editing. Still is,
Mhm.
by far, my favorite class because I made so many great, especially the first semester because, like the Chucky thing, even though I freaking hated it, it was
That was
fun.
Yeah,
It was fun. Like,
you're creating something.
yeah,
It
and
comes to
editing.
life.
Just,
For me, when I made my first films in school, like, and seeing it come to life, that's a really nice feeling.
it is.
Oh, it's so good.
It is a good
It feels
feeling.
good.
Especially when
You know?
Yeah.
And you
Well,
get to
just digging it.
take people on a ride with you too. It's just like
Mhm.
you have an audience, and you know
Yeah.
even if you don't know who it is, you
Right.
got an audience.
Mhm. For sure.
I do like working together, getting
Mhm.
putting together stuff to get that
Yeah.
stuff done or whatever type thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
I really like that
Yeah.
kinship or whatever type thing.
It's a lot of power with a group of people moving forward. It feels good,
Mm.
you know.
Catherine, I'm gonna make you talk.
Oh, I like this song so much.
I know you've got some stuff going on in your brain that you want to say.
Not yet, actually.
Really?
No, not a whole
She's
lot.
got
I'm
some
just
cool
like
movies
listening.
she's gonna make next semester.
Yes, she
Yeah,
does.
I do.
Yeah, one's written, and then
I have
More
trouble
ideas.
as a I guess as a director, like letting go of things. You know, you have something and you're like, I love it. It's beautiful. It's exactly what I wanted, but it doesn't fit. Like
Right.
especially
You know
in
what's
editing,
funny?
there have been so many
Yeah.
things I've been like, I don't want to let go of it, but I have to.
I know.
yeah.
I
But
think
you can save it.
Yeah.
You just
you
change
can
the
save
file
it
name.
as a
It's over
letter.
here. You don't have to delete it. It's right there.
I think it's funny because I'm the opposite, and I wish I was more like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been making these films with just friends,
Mhm.
and I just let things go. And now I'm kind of in that mindset. I'm like, it's no big deal. I'll let it go. But then sometimes it's like, no, you need to keep
I told
that.
you it
know?
would change.
And
Remember when I told you?
sometimes- Yeah. Sometimes it's okay because
Yeah.
I certainly even Saturday I let stuff go.
Yeah.
Like I had stuff in the script, and I'm like, I don't care about this light changing colors or not,
Yeah.
and I don't care about all this dialogue. You know.
Yeah.
But the idea was there. The main idea
Mm.
that I wanted.
Yeah, because there was a part where he was supposed to be running, right?
Yeah, and I just
Well,
like,
you
I don't
kinda
need
got
it. I
that.
could just kind of have him come in. I was just thinking of him running through the woods and all that.
Yeah,
and
because
then
at first you said field. And I was-
getting there. Yeah, but I think it works.
No, yeah.
Yeah, just
I'm.
panning down, he goes.
What you got was
inside,
great.
And then at the very end, I didn't even realize I booked into it. She comes out with his head, and I just I tilt up. And,
I know it was beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I should have just had her not say anything. It's done. She says it's done. I should have just had her come out and just do that. I may cut the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, the head's a little fake looking, but if you're looking at the head, you got a problem. Look at everything.
I mean it is, but we should have thrown a wig on it. I'm surprised.
I wish
no
I'd cut the, because there's like all the bones sticking out of the neck. I wish I'd cut that off, but that's okay.
Is it your head? Where'd you get it?
No, that's what Cursing
Wait,
Alley.
Joe had?
They got vats of heads.
I was about to
It's
say.
just funny.
It's
See, I went
I
into
like
the
the
tractor
term.
trailer and it was just all these bodies everywhere.
Oh my god.
Whoever you're with, you're just like, hold my hand.
Yeah.
What an experience.
Yeah. It's a cool place, eh?
Yeah. Oh my god. My favorite was the diner. It was
Mhm.
disgusting. I
Yeah.
still talk about it. I'm like, I would never eat no food at all in there. Just because it looked so gross that I could actually smell what it could smell like.
I'm sure I'll be having lunch in there for Trapdoor Spider. You know?
I'll be outside eating.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
They killed it in there. That was some really cool,
Mhm.
really good set. But yeah. Trying to
Yeah,
think.
lighting was great.
Yeah, it was Mr. Quaid.
I love the shadows on the wall when they're coming in.
Mm. Oh yeah, the diner scene.
How'd you get him to do that for you? Him to come?
Watched this class a whole bunch of times.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was my
Boy,
foot in the door.
he was tired, man. You should
Yeah,
have
but he
seen.
had a smile on his face.
Yeah, he did.
Because he likes doing that stuff. He's
He-
back in the jungle, you know. I gave him his.
He did have a smile on his face,
There's
but he was
some-
tired.
There's the
Oh
energy
yeah, he was
and the
white.
problem solving,
Mhm.
and the even though your body is weary, your mind isn't so much.
Yeah, I was good. Like I just was super tired of being wet. Like I smelled really bad.
Oh yeah. It's kind of. I was kind of used to it there at the end.
I smelled like my sweat.
I'm just like, okay, we're in
That's
we're
the
in the
worst
armpit
thing.
of the world.
Remember
you
playing
know?
soccer and you get sweaty and it rains?
Oh, we were soaked. I was outside waving in the because there's this tunnel that was going into the building that they were in, or the little hut thing,
Yeah.
and I had to hold down the button, which wasn't hard, but I had to hold down the button and get the fog going through the tunnel, and I'm just waving it back, and then into rain is just pouring on me, and I'm like, I'm gonna get pneumonia.
Okay.
But it felt good though, because we had been sweating all day, so it was
Right.
kind of nice to feel.
I got drenched, and then but by the end of the day, it all just dried off. Even that night, it was weird.
And then you feel like cardboard. Like if you bend, you crease.
I feel like that anyway.
Dude. But we had a hill to walk up to go get all the stuff, which, I mean, it wasn't terrible. It was great exercise. It wasn't, a super long walk.
Mm-hmm.
It was just really muddy after a while. I was scared I was going to fall. Look, I went back down there to clean up the mess, right?
Oh yeah.
And it was terrifying. It was just terrible. It was in the woods. It was pitch black, and I was like, I kept hearing something. And it was scary over there.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one down there with a flashlight. I should probably just turn this off and then just walk.
Man, I have like 8 flashlights on my gear bag, even like headlamps and stuff, and I just.
I
use
need
my
to get
phone.
one. I need to get one.
Yeah.
But
Headlamps are real.
I have like
Really
3 of
useful.
them. I look super dorky.
They're great.
I used to use them as my book lights reading because my sister would go to sleep really early, and I didn't want to disturb her, so I'd have my little headlamp and I'm reading.
next time though, we need to make sure that we make sure all your stuff gets back in your car.
It happens. Honestly, technically, you guys weren't responsible for my camera gear. I was. I was the only one I could blame for that.
Well, I wasn't blaming
It's all
anybody.
right.
I was just saying, I think as a whole, we should all make sure that everybody's stuff is with who. Yeah, because I mean, I don't know who did that. I don't know if it was me.
I
It
was
doesn't
dead
matter.
tired at the end. I thought everything. I just was like, and then as I was driving away, I was like, let's back this.
Yeah.
That's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
You'll see these people again.
Yeah. But then finally, Quaid was like, no. And then he called me back. He's like, oh yeah, here it is. It's underneath the dolly.
Yeah.
I did that to myself yesterday. I was watching Game of Thrones here, and I was like, "Where's my phone?" And I was like,
Right.
What?
You
This
remember
short
you're
like
looking
this,
for,
where's my
he was
phone?
watching Game of Thrones.
Oh, and
and I panicked because I went,
You were watching.
and I went,
Yeah.
I was like, "Please, somebody hit me."
I do that with my glasses.
Losing your
all the
phone's
time.
like losing your life, right?
Right? And I thought about that too. I said, "How sad is that now, too?" Like it's like we're so used to it there, and we're like, "I can't live without it."
I never had this until I was 30-something.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, that's when it happened.
I don't even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't even have a
Duh.
phone right now. I don't even have a
Beepers
phone.
before
You don't
that.
have a
Yeah.
phone?
Beeper,
You don't have a phone.
Don't we need one?
He's living for all of us. It's great.
So
I
okay,
go off,
how do you
I'm
call
off the
people?
grid, man. What?
How do you call people?
I have a landline.
He does the fire signals, the smoke signals.
Yeah, but what happens if you are like stranded on the side of the road?
He fixes it. He's
What
How do you Google places? How do you know how to get
I have a
anywhere?
computer and I have a.
Do you
Map.
print it out?
You have a map. Is that what you were gonna say?
Do you look at the
print
map
out
books?
the Google directions and
Wow.
you just
I
look
used to
at
use
it every
map books
little
all the
night.
time.
This guy's a
Believe it or not, we
Indiana
used
Jones.
to live in a place that we used to have to do that.
Do you carry
I
around your
remember
bag
this.
with
Sound like an old gray
encyclopedias?
man, but we
See,
used to have to do that.
I actually, I mean, no, I remember when phones became the thing. I mean, I was still in high school when they still had flip phones and they didn't have like nice phones. So I mean, I remember
we
those
didn't have
days.
any of that stuff when I was in high school.
But yeah, but they didn't serve. The only purpose they served was calling.
Mhm.
I mean, at least mine was because I didn't know how. I mean, yeah, no, you could text, but it wasn't a thing.
And I don't know, if I had a kid and they wanted a phone, I'd give them a phone with 2 buttons, one to call the cops, and one, actually I wouldn't give them that one, I'd just give them to call me.
Yeah, really?
One big button.
Yeah, no. I'd like to
pager?
think my kid would be trustworthy, but you never know. It's like, we gave birth to Satan. Oh no.
Oh my
That's what, dude. After watching Game of Thrones, I'm like, my kid shows any signs of evilness, he's out.
Yeah.
He's not
Look.
taking my
You do
name.
what the Spartans do, go to the cliff and
Yeah.
Look, that was a thing?
Yeah.
That really happened? Wow. Didn't know that.
They do it with like newborns though and stuff.
That's messed up that they would do that. If they weren't like,
I mean, humans, it wasn't too long ago when we were just fighting each other over watering holes and, hunting grounds and stuff.
could you imagine that kind of world though? Like
Takes
your
a while to
friends?
civilize the beast,
But like you take a group of people that were actually like really good friends, you know what I mean, or knew each other and cared about each other, and then you put them in a situation where they have to fight to fend for their life with these people that they love. That would be pretty cool to watch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
There's some movies that do that. There's a great sort
An
of
escape room.
movie called Azumi
I
about
need to
these
watch
ninjas,
that. Huh?
and they were all
I need to
raised
watch
up
that.
as
Yes, you
kids, and each
I'll rent
ninja
it.
had a partner that they trained with for years. And then the day came where, okay, you're to be full-fledged ninjas. Today's graduation day, all the partners had to fight to the death.
You
So the
see-
best friends had to fight each other, and then the movie really started getting going after that.
That is horrible.
Yeah, isn't it?
That is horrible.
So I got that idea.
I wouldn't
in,
fight.
Trapdoor Spider, where this guy raises these kids, and then one day only one can live, you know.
That's so shitty.
But they all know it. They're programmed, so they've been waiting. They know they're going to do it. They've
Yeah.
been waiting for that day. For them, it's joyous. Oh, it's here. It's time.
To kill you?
Yeah.
Can I know you very well? I mean,
So
I could never stab somebody.
no.
Now shooting, that's you just look away. Okay.
No,
But
I
getting
can
up,
stab someone.
you know, but getting up, you know what I mean though. Getting up
People
close
away, but I
though.
couldn't-
You know what I mean though. Like
Right.
getting up close and like,
having
Yeah,
to
no,
feel
I-
feel it, yeah.
oh man.
What you got too? You got. Sorry to get graphic, and it seems like I've thought about it, but you gotta remember too.
I'm
when
sorry I made you mad.
when you stab somebody too, you got bones all right.
Organs and
Right.
stuff, yeah.
But see, sometimes you might hit the bone, and that you're talking about hitting the
You're
bone.
gonna feel that.
Look, I
That's
squished a
awful.
flower-
That may make your
flower.
teeth feel
I
You
squished-
monster.
I squished a spider the other day with my shoe, and I never do that, but I did not feel like going to get the broom, and it was scary looking. And I remember I squished it, and I felt it, and I was like,
The
I
reason-
can't even do that.
The reason why I thought about this, though, like I said again, I'm not a killer or anything, is that I read a book. I read the book Helter Skelter about the Manson murders
Yeah.
back in the 70s
Oh, Kelly
or
would do that.
late 60s, early 70s, and they talked about the witness to the murders who was with their group said about them heading back to the camp where they were at. That a lot of them were complaining about their hands hurting or whatever because when they stabbed the people, they hit bone or whatever type of thing a lot of times. So that when I read that, I was like, God.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you know, the thought about that. Well, it's just crazy anyway, but it's just like, you know, to think about that.
For some reason, it reminds me in World War
Sorry to bring
I,
down English.
some soldiers would serrate their bayonets for that reason, so they could cut through the bone and stuff. We're getting really dark.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, that was my fault.
No, I mean, it's okay.
The light you said, Jesse.
Speaking of that, did
Yeah.
you guys ever watch the commercial? Not the commercial, but the trailer for that movie, the horror movie the ghost movie, the kid,
The tails.
the Tales.
Yes.
Y'all watched it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That thing that's near the stairs.
Did it look
We
scary?
kill it with fire.
Did you guys like it?
Yes.
Did it
I
look
want to
good?
be the pale lady.
Oh, the Pale Lady Cruise.
Like,
The
I
big
can
fat
do
one?
that.
Yeah.
I can contort my body like that.
Oh my
Like, what
gosh.
does she do with you when she gets you? You know what happens?
I know. That's what I'm looking
You
for.
get hugs and kisses.
Isn't it today
I'm
that
gonna read you a story.
Today's the trailer
Oh, I
for
hate
It came out,
books.
right?
Huh?
Today is the trailer for It came out.
Oh, yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Did?
When is it?
Really? I
I
saw
don't-
something saying that
See that
the writer or whatever, it was like it's really good. But the trailer's out.
Yeah, I thought it was the
Can we
new
see
one's
that?
right now. I need to watch it.
We'll watch it after.
Oh,
Yeah, that way we can see.
I don't
so
know.
hyped.
I don't know if it's out or not. But yeah.
That first movie was so good.
So, this thing called filmmaking that we're in now, what do you think it's going to be, I don't know, 20 years from now? Do you think it'll be different?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. I think a lot of. I think it's gonna be more independent.
Right.
I think theaters will also die out, sadly.
Don't
Yeah.
say that.
And I don't want it
Don't
to.
say
I don't
that.
want it to. But
I think
streaming
we'll have
service,
stuff
man.
like Alma Draft House. I think you'll have more of that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Specialty theaters, I could see.
Yeah, they're gonna be scattered. They're gonna be low.
And maybe
It's-
more like the Experience, Palladium kind of.
Like you'll
experience.
you'll always still
Yeah.
have the world premiere thing. I think.
Mm,
But after that, there might be a. Oh, you can buy it and get it on your phone.
Well, they
now.
said that movie theaters were gonna go extinct, but I don't feel like that's gonna happen.
I feel like some are gonna, because people like old stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And people like to still experience a craft.
I love
or
going to
something like
theaters.
that, yeah.
I do love it.
It became almost corporate and mass produced almost through the 80s and 90s and stuff, so it was almost like it became the mall kind of sort of
Yeah.
Yeah.
mentality. And
But the
it
mall's
changed.
dying out.
They're dead.
Yeah, they are.
Some of the open air ones are cool though. That
Yeah.
one near Chapel Hill, Raleigh or whatever, I forget what it's called. That doesn't feel like a mall. It's just kind of, yeah, anyway. I can see that. So what about how they'll be shot? How do you think what do you think it'll be?
Well, that's hard to say because I don't know what else you can do without. I mean,
They're
film.
using a lot of motion capture, like the technology. For
That's
that
good.
So
is
stuff will
so
become
advanced.
more 3D. right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Cameras will be kind of weird looking little things.
I think we'll see a lot of old actors stay, like Harrison Ford example. They'll just CGI somebody if he gives permission before he dies, and you might have stuff like that.
Virtual actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing they're talking about. And then every nuance of a performance can be
Because
forever.
remember Rogue One with Leia?
Huh?
That looked pretty decent. I was
And,
like, what?
And Homeboy, the
Michael Jackson?
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Wait, what? I don't know what we're talking about.
They were totally 3D rendered characters. And
He looked pretty good.
Star Wars.
I was like blown away. I was like, wow, I
Right.
can do that.
And he was a famous actor for a long time. Totally did.
So I could see
It
that.
freaks me out when they do that.
I agree with you about the theaters. It might be dying out a little bit. I mean, I'm sorry, that may be a bad, thing to think about. But at the same time, too, more filmmakers might be able to get more exposure of their
Exactly.
films, like
Absolutely.
on Netflix
And we're
or
seeing-
someplace
We're
like
gonna
that.
see a lot more independent
Yeah.
people making stuff.
That kind of stuff. They may get more, and they have more. They're doing it now. I mean, there's like a lot of. They're going straight to streaming. They're not even going to putting in theaters. They're going straight to streaming.
Even good movies. Just
Yeah.
Really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, so they're looking at the filmmakers now are looking toward that kind of stuff more than they're even looking at toward theaters, box office, and all the other stuff that comes up with it or whatever, because they can get more eyes on it with streaming.
And more
Yep.
money. Well,
And it's,
you know,
it's all about the money.
yeah.
And let's I mean, face it.
in the
More
day
people
of
are on
units,
stream
like,
service.
I kind of miss DVDs and Blu-rays, and they're still around. They still
Well,
sell.
that's-
But back in the day, before there was streaming, that was the main way movies got money.
Yeah.
And the companies could say, well, that movie's failed, so you don't get any more money. They're making bank on these deals with like replicating the
Right.
units.
Yeah.
And so you got people, the filmmakers getting shafted because they're just getting kind of theatrical,
Now I don't think Blu-rays or DVDs, will, whatever it is,
Mhm.
I don't think it'll die out.
Really?
Because you have
I think
people,
I think
people
Blu-ray
who
will.
like to collect these movies
Right.
and want them physically.
Right.
I think there will always be a thing. Yeah, you might get like a big set and that's all you can get for a lot of money, but you know what I mean?
I am a total. I love hard copies, so I mean, I'm one of those
Same.
people that you're talking about. So, but I just feel like it's because a lot of stuff is that I should be coming out, that should be coming out on DVD or whatever. Now, this may have something to do with the rights, who has the rights to the thing, who
Right.
can distribute it, whatever type of thing. But the stuff that I want to get is not coming out, and I'm just wondering if this is stuff is because they're not putting out like Netflix's stuff. They have it on their channel. They put out some stuff, but they don't put it out everything.
It's smart
Right.
though.
And what was it I was thinking about? They
So I imagine I see them making discs and sets of maybe Stranger Things or something.
yeah,
like
they
that.
do have.
I mean,
Let's
you're
see
gonna.
that.
That's the thing, though. You got to think about. There's so many fans. You're gonna make a big profit selling that now. Again, just
see,
for DVDs.
During the DVD heavy craze, they still once it got to a point, they still had a thing where they would put out maybe the first season of a sitcom. Let's just say it's a sitcom,
Right.
and they put out first season, and if it didn't sell well, whatever, they didn't put out even more of
Right.
the show. And it could have been 5 more seasons they could have had.
Yeah.
They could have put out.
That makes sense, though. It's just
But
how many.
but
they're
if you
selling.
like that sitcom, not everybody bought it, but you like the sitcom, whatever the case may
Yeah,
be.
sure.
You only got the first season. That's it.
And then some stuff, uber popular stuff, they'll release it several times. Like
Yeah.
Friends, Sex and the City, any kind of thing. That's
Yeah.
like a huge show for a solid period of time. Even Seinfeld. And you can stream it. And you can do all this too.
Yeah.
I love streaming. I used to hate it, but now I'm a huge fan.
I'm addicted.
I used to be against it or whatever type thing, but then I got lazy. I have on my DVDs.
It's cheaper.
but
I like buying
it's
so much
DVDs.
I get
cheaper.
lazy and said I don't want to feel like going over there.
I like to buy
and picking it
DVDs
up.
of movies that I fall in love with.
Well,
And
yeah.
I want to have them just there to look
Yeah.
at because it's special to me like that. You know, I like that.
I haven't had the time so much, but I do like special features on discs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I would let those play all day while I did stuff around the house.
Yeah.
Because I used to watch the Lord of the Rings commentary with my mom when I was young, and I used to be fascinated by that.
That's great.
I love
Yeah, it's
commentary.
great. I'm surprised you like
I
that.
listen to commentaries all the time.
And I think
Yeah.
they're coming out with the Infinity Saga, It's all 22 Marvel films with like extra
Right.
stuff. It's really
I know
expensive.
you're gonna buy that.
But I think I'm gonna buy it because the commentary stuff. I want to know like each one of these movies what the process was.
Do you own
As
any
long
of
as
the
it's a
movies
good
already though?
commentary.
Yeah, I don't know how.
As long
Well,
as
then
it's
you're gonna
good
rebuy 'em?
commentary.
Yeah.
It's extra stuff.
Yeah.
That's the thing about
Sounds
it.
like me.
As long as it's good commentary, because we could like start watching a movie right now and say, and like get into the movie and just watch it and then not have any kind of commentary. That's why a lot of the commentaries got into, because I mean,
Don't watch the
I
shots that talk
I
about
brought
it,
up
yeah.
another. There was a movie with Tom Cruise was doing the commentary. Tom Cruise was doing the commentary with another actress, I think, and I think it was him and two other actors that were in the movie, and they were you just heard the silence the whole time, and then occasionally you hear Tom Cruise saying, "This is a good scene,"
Well,
and it was like,
Tell me
oh my
about
God.
I like to watch commentaries with like the Russo brothers.
Yeah,
I loved hearing
Yeah.
their commentary on Civil War
I'm sure. Yeah,
because it makes me love the movie even
Yeah.
more. And like Infinity War, I wasn't a big fan of it, but I was watching the commentary, and I started understanding more.
Right.
And I really do like the movie a lot more now
yeah.
over time.
Oh,
you know.
yeah, I mean,
same
if
with
you- if
the
you've got
Spider-Man 3 Raimi explaining
Yeah,
all the weird
if
stuff.
You've got,
Yeah.
I was like,
if you've
okay,
got the
good.
creative people there,
Yeah,
you're on
fall in
it.
love with it,
But
yeah.
if you have just actors,
I've never even heard of that.
they're
Though.
getting-
The actors do
even
it.
actors doing it
Yeah.
can be good. I mean,
Yeah,
they can be
yeah.
really good too. They
It's
can
true.
say, they can give you all kinds of details about kind of stuff. But there's some,
Yeah.
then they get some of those. They just watch the movie because they hadn't seen the movie in a long time, so they're into their movie. You know, they're kind of like, oh, I haven't
Sure.
seen this movie in years or whatever type thing.
Sure.
So they're watching it, and you're like, okay, I didn't pay for this commentary.
Right.
But you have to kind of look in the box. You know, they'll say who's on the commentaries.
Oh, I
and all that
review these
stuff.
things way
Directors
more.
generally can do pretty good.
Yeah,
I
director,
know,
creative.
Fincher in particular, whether you like his movies or not, his commentaries are dynamite because they're filled with just information, lots and lots and lots of information about everything you're looking at. And then, as crazy as it is, Mel Gibson's commentary on Braveheart's great because he talks
I heard that.
all
Yep.
about the editing and the shots, and he even talks about he's all over the place, nuanced acting, all this
Whatever
kind of
happened to
stuff.
that
But
guy?
you learn a lot about
He's still
that
around.
kind of
He's
stuff.
still
His
doing
movies
stuff.
are good, but he's.
He's about to come out.
He came back with-
with,
His
I
comeback
wanna
was
like
Hacksaw
him.
Ridge.
There's a few
Hacksaw
stories
Ridge.
about him that
A
bug
second
me,
thing
but
with
anyway,
Hacksaw
this
Ridge.
is I'm not here to trash
Yeah.
anybody in the business.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Did he produce or direct Passion of the Christ?
He directed
Directed.
He directed.
and produced.
Oh, it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
I still can't watch it.
It's a hard
The
movie.
Apocalypto isn't good. That was pretty
I
interesting.
love
I've never
that
seen
movie.
that.
I've never
Oh my
seen
god,
that.
it's
I
so
never-
good.
Braveheart, I just love that movie.
Braveheart's great.
He's really good at
I saw that in
gore.
theaters.
I love
Like,
Patriot.
historical stuff.
I
Patriot's
love
decent.
Patriot.
Patriot's decent, but it's.
I did
I think it
not
was
like
just Braveheart with
love-
the Revolutionary back in the
Oh, I
All I
Revolutionary
can
War.
think
You
of
know,
is, oh
just
son,
Yeah, great
it wasn't your
actors in
fault.
that.
I'm like,
And
dude,
my
that
buddy
was bad.
Patrick Keenan's in Patrick, who you haven't met yet, but who's in Orbs, was in Patriot too.
It's awesome.
Really?
He was a British soldier. He's one of the thousands of people who just marching.
Yeah. But like I say, you can find some good commentaries though. I mean,
Yeah.
you can find some good commentaries that people who know each other, even if like one's an actor, one's a director, one's a
Yeah.
writer or whatever, if they all three know each other and they just have
They
been
can
friends
riff.
for a long time,
Mhm.
they can riff with each other and
Yep.
pick on each other or whatever about something,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it can be just hilarious, and it could be just like a drama movie or whatever,
Mhm.
and you can be laughing at their commentary while you're.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I liked multiple commentaries. Like I go back to Fincher again. Like you got one with him, then you got another one where it's Pitt and Morgan Freeman. That was a good one. Sometimes actor ones can be, can just be like, oh, that was fun. This is a good one. And then you got the writer, and then also the guy who did the score. It's pretty interesting. You get a kind of this rounded kind of look at like this piece.
Yeah, I watched one on Hans Zimmer doing The Dark Knight
Yeah.
about the Joker theme. That was
Yeah.
really cool.
I saw Zimmer, same guy on Gladiator, doing the
Mm.
music for that. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
I like the way that ends.
Ridley Scott's also another good director, commentary guy. This stuff, because he's a technical dude.
Yeah.
He's all about that stuff.
Now there is some. There was a sitcom set I had. I think it was That '70s Show. They had every episode had a commentary to
Wow.
it, but with one guy. He was the showrunner, I believe. He was the
Okay.
showrunner, and he directed some episodes too.
Okay.
but he had almost the same commentary for every episode because he didn't go into the story of this episode. He would just go into the technical stuff, which is fine. That's nice.
Sure.
But it was the same technical stuff because it was a sitcom
Every
that happened.
episode.
Every episode was the same thing.
Yeah.
Technically, it was the same thing every episode, and he would always say, "This is a wide shot." This, I mean, this whole thing where just like I know
That's
this.
thousands of hours. Of
And every episode, I'm trying to think. Okay, this has got to get better. He's got to give me some. And he's like, wide shot. I mean, it's the same stuff you said
You can
last.
just like take the same thing and just use it for the
I mean, nothing against him going technical or anything.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that. I like that stuff too. But it was just the same thing. He just had like a script with him, I think, and just said that.
I just rotated the actors, different parts of the
I mean,
picture.
or at least have a writer with them.
Yeah.
At least have a writer with them. Then they could say, well, I wrote the, I came up with this concept because whatever.
Yeah.
It would happen to me as a child, whatever type thing. Something like that. But he was just him alone doing every episode.
It's like everybody knows you got the camera on a lazy Susan, dude. Everybody knows. You're using a fog machine, they aren't really high. Come on.
What was a lazy Susan again?
It's just a thing you put in the dinner. It's not a real. It's just a. I don't know what they use.
It's a little
honestly.
circular.
It's just a circular thing you put on a dinner table and you can set stuff on and spin it.
Oh, okay.
Did you see? Point of reference. Temple of Doom.
I did.
Oh, well, they have a lazy
done.
Susan there with the diamond. There in the opening scene. He's there with the Chinese gangsters. They have one there on the table. They stick it there and they turn it.
Oh yeah, that's really common in Chinese restaurants to have a lazy Susan.
Why did that movie go so weird?
I love that.
I know.
It was fun. It was right for at 13 years old or 12 or 11.
I want to love it more than
Saw
I
in the
do.
theater. It was great.
Because I love the beginning.
The dinner table scene was just great. Kids loved that, and the roller coaster at the end was awesome.
It's so good.
I just gotta intervene real quick.
Yeah.
Before we continue. I know you're recording. But 12 o'clock.
Mhm.
You're going to.
Yeah.
I'm ending. My class ends at 12.
Right.
So I don't know where to go. I think I have.
I can show you. It's super easy.
I'll just
I
come
can
over
explain it
here
different-
and
a bunch
then
of different
can
ways.
y'all
You
wait
can
for me?
follow, yeah.
Cool.
We will
Yeah.
wait.
Quaid's gonna meet us there. All that. Yeah.
You could
Awesome.
ride with me
It's
if you
easy.
want.
Yeah, but then you have to bring me back here.
Yeah, I'll have to come back at what?
We'll be coming back anyway.
You're right.
To do the test.
They gotta unless they want to go.
You're right.
That's what I mean. Like I have to
Cool.
come back. So.
Cool.
He suggested that we just bounce up.
Ah.
I'm like, Tyler, we can't do that.
I did see something sort of going back a little bit on point topic. I saw a robot like spider contraption that had a camera on it that you can control. So also sort of part of me has a fear of like all of a sudden all these jobs in filmmaking disappear because I can take my script that I just hooked my computer up to my mind and it wrote the script for me or whatever. Maybe that's a little
That
too
would be
advanced.
so awesome.
But
I can see that happening.
but
actually.
you show up on set, you're it for crew. You got your phone and you got all these camera apps and lighting apps and all that, and they're just like little.
that's
They
so
move by
impersonal.
themselves and they do that. And then maybe maybe you're still using real actors. But then after a while, that goes.
I think it would
Then what
lose
does it
all of its
become,
feeling.
I'd stop
You always
So
use real
cold.
people. Like you can't
I would
mimic
think so.
emotion.
Well, that's a big
But-
legitimate
That
fear.
sounds
I
like
could see like
terrible
say
working
like you have a
life.
gaffer, but he doesn't need extra guys. He's just got the robots, and he's like
He's got his apps
he
with
programs
his-
how he
yeah,
wants
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Lights that are this big that can fly anywhere, and like this is like could be 10K.
Yep.
It could be a 10K.
That'd be
Light 'em up.
really
Wonderful.
extreme.
Yeah,
I
It'd
would love
blow
to have
up.
just a tiny
camera that splits off into like four. It can be like 4 different cameras.
Yeah.
And lenses are now something you just program and it replicates it in this.
So
kind of
it's gonna look like
digital
how the Cat in the Hat movie was, where this car where all those
Yeah.
hands came out look different.
What always happens is the older cats in the craft are going to complain, and I'll be part of that. They're going to complain about the new ways of doing things.
See, I wouldn't
It's
worry
just
so much
never
about
ending.
you. This is like the young filmmakers. I wouldn't even say us, but
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
the generation
Maybe
after.
we're on
Yeah.
the last vestiges of how the craft
Yeah.
is currently. done.
Sweet, I made it just in time.
Changes, Yeah.
Well, I mean, Steven Spielberg still
Don't
or
you
said
Still shoot on film.
talked Steven Spielberg talked about streaming and all other stuff that
Mhm.
that how it's a bad thing for filmmaking and whatever type
Right.
thing, but
But then
then
in the
he
same breath.
now he's like
Almost
Was
a
it
month
when
later.
he no, it was a few months later. But anyway, it's
Okay, a few months later.
but now he's signed with
Netflix, right?
no, it wasn't Netflix. It was something. It was like Apple.
Oh yeah, Apple streaming service.
Apple streaming service. So he
He's
signed.
gonna
He
diss
signed.
Netflix and then like Apple.
But now he's signed with the Apple streaming service or whatever to do some movies or do some. Maybe not movies, but it was something. It was something with them or whatever.
I think he was just kind of burned with the whole Blu-ray thing because he's a big proponent of Blu-ray, and then like streaming went. Excuse me. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
that was
so
kinda
crazy
funny.
to
That was
shift.
kind of funny.
It's like the
Remember
Netflix kids.
HD DVDs?
Yeah.
That lasted for like 10
2
minutes.
seconds. Yeah.
I thought
I
that
just
was
buy regular DVDs.
Yeah.
just
I
DVD
don't
and Blu-ray.
care for Blu-ray all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't either.
like-
It's more expensive.
I like. It's okay.
If I'm renting something, I may, if it's a little few bucks cheaper, I'll go SD over HD.
Look,
Because, you know,
I'll never forget when I first was introduced to it. I was working at Blockbuster, and this is when I got to see how time shifted in the matter of a year. Like how much from one thing was to a totally different side.
right.
I was working there when they were closing, and then I also was working there when when they really started introducing Blu-ray, kind of. It's when it became big, because it wasn't that big yet when I was working there. And then I remember my boss told me to buy one. She was like, "You should buy one. It looks different." I saw a difference. I liked it, and then I just can still really recall. It's like with you and the phones. You're like, I remember when there was a time there was no phones.
Right.
I just remember the day that it actually became a thing where streaming was everything and Blockbuster and
Right.
DVDs became kind of obsolete.
Mhm.
Because now it's just like you turn your TV on and you have everything you need basically right there.
I took here's kind of case in point. I just took my Blu-ray player to, Goodwill. Because, you know, my Xbox One has everything on it. I can
Yeah.
play Blu-rays, I can play
You
whatever I
could have
want
totally
on it.
gave that to me because mine broke. Damn.
Yeah, if I'd known, I totally
Which
would.
good deal did you
I was tired of
take?
it just sitting around
Damn
forever.
it.
And I had Xbox 360 in the same box.
But you
I
did a
figured
good.
everybody had that, you know.
I do.
I got
Right.
PS4.
I couldn't even
They
sell
break
my
easy.
Xbox
You got the
360
super
at
old
McKinney's. They wouldn't
like
take
the
it.
OG.
Oh, no.
No.
You took
The
my
white
PS3.
box.
You took my Xbox. It works. Come on.
I don't know. I hated Wii.
But they're selling 360s for like $20 there. So it's like, you guys probably have like 200 of them back there.
Yeah, they did. Well.
It's just kind of weird. You know, I mean, I feel like we're approaching, like what Star Trek sort of showed us with the Holo Room,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the holodeck, where you can go on and anything that you want or program is there, and you can't decipher it from real life. You know.
I kind
And
of
then
like
movies
struggling.
become something else. It becomes, you know, way more participatory and all that kind of stuff. You know, I could see it being dangerous that you get lost there. You know, and it could be that way. You walk into a room and it's like that, or it could be, you know, and all this comes from sci-fi stuff. But like something like The Matrix, other ones where you're jacked in and you go there through your mind or something. You know.
I mean, I remember when Redbox was like becoming a thing, and now it feels like it doesn't even exist anymore, even though it does.
I'm too lazy. I don't want to go
Me
to
too.
the thing. It's $2 cheaper, but you know, it's the thing you gotta go drive to.
Well, that, and they don't really have many options sometimes. Sometimes I feel like
And
I'm.
their app sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're not going to exist anymore either. It's just literally, you're not going to be able to rent movies anymore. Although, I do love the
Well,
library.
Yeah.
Although I feel like they don't care about their movies, and that bothers me because
Yeah.
they don't lock them anymore.
Right.
It tells me that somebody can just go mess up a movie. Anyways, that's my feelings towards that. But yeah, I don't know.
You open it up and there's a spory story.
Yeah.
Somebody's drawn a rude picture just on the back.
I just rented a couple
Scratches.
movies from them, and neither of them worked. None of them worked. It was like 3 movies.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is bullshit.
That used to be the highlight of my week, would be going to the library and getting 5 movies.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well,
I used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
get this shit. Rented it. It was all on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
So this is why
Yeah.
you don't need to rent, is because it's
Right.
all on Netflix.
And most stuff you can even find it on YouTube. You pay for it, which is
Oh.
cool.
Mhm.
You can watch most movies for $2.99.
Mhm. That's a good deal.
The one thing I am thankful for the streaming services is like I can watch TV shows that are gone now.
Yeah.
And I can go, oh, what was that all
And you
about?
don't have to depend on a channel just to
No.
have them bought.
Because my dad, he's funny. He's like, I hate you. I'm like, because he's like, you get to watch all these shows. He's like, because if we missed it, that's it. We missed that episode.
If we wanted to know something we were restricted to libraries or, catalogs in print, like I need to order these books.
Or just get over it.
Because I love the fact that I can go back, missed so much seasons of Game of Thrones, and I can just go back and watch it and catch up. Like,
Absolutely.
so cool.
Yeah. We live in a random access society.
Yeah.
It's like if I had missed an episode of That's So Raven when I was a kid, I had to wait till that one opportunity of a replay
up.
on
There's-
Channel 57.
When they have a special,
I'm looking with Drake and Josh, dude.
all day.
No.
TV
gotta watch
shows have managed to kind of
Right?
keep that excitement of a new episode
American
coming
Dragon.
out. That's sort of
Yeah.
still stayed.
Yeah.
Because people go nuts over Game of Thrones and all these big time series. Does that not?
Yeah, even the television shows, streaming television shows, sometimes they do 1 week at a time. They don't throw everything out there
Yeah.
for the Ninja or whatever. They'll do a week thing, whatever.
I do love the fact, though, that, like,
What?
Stranger
Hey,
Things,
it's
it's
new,
like,
man.
here's all the episodes.
They were really
Season's
good.
out.
Really good show.
Go.
missed
I
the
love
episode,
that.
too.
Not having fun. I'm not sure you all
The
think
Jonas
maybe I'm
Brothers theme song, right?
anti-technology or whatever, but me and Jesse has
Yeah.
talked about this before. We're not.
voice now.
We love this technology now. We
Yeah.
don't want to go back to
No.
1980s or whatever type thing. We love that way we can have the stuff that we can
We didn't
watch
buy
or
a
whatever.
bunch of VCRs that we
Yeah.
just store in our closets
Right.
to watch.
I mean, we love having the ability to add our hands to watch anything or
That's
whatever. So I mean, it's.
means we can learn more at a faster rate.
I never use my resources though, because sometimes I'll like still be in the 90s or the early 2000s and forget.
Oh yeah, I can just Google.
Yeah, like I'll legit forget. I mean, if it wasn't for the people around me, and I would just be like so lost. Like sometimes I have a question and forget about Google, or I just the little things. I sometimes miss it because it made me feel. I mean, I was more used to it. I mean, I'm used to this now too, but I'm not on the level that you guys are, where you saw your kind of the adult years of your life
Right.
having no phones. I kind of was just right there starting. When you really want a phone is when you're 16, and that's when they started kind of getting popular.
Oh, I would have totally wanted one.
But I didn't have a phone. I mean, I never had a phone or Facebook until like, more so a phone, until like I was 20, 22, and I'm only 26.
Right.
So it's not like I've been harboring, like
No.
I feel kind of bad for the people that are like 16 right now, because
Right.
I'm thinking you are going to be the laziest person ever, or they don't know anything.
I see it reverting. Everything has an ebb and flow and a pendulum swing. So
Yeah. That's true.
I can see a mentality of getting away from big technology for humans in the future, because it's like you do stuff forever and it gets played out and tired. Then you want to go do something else. It just depends.
I mean, you talking about like you forget that you just thought about something but you didn't Google it to find out what it was all about. I've been talking to somebody and they've had their laptop in their lap and they asked me, what is this? Or they're not looking at their laptop. They haven't even touched their laptop in a while, and they say, "What is this?" Or something like, "What's that in your lap right there? You can look it up."
See, I do that all the time.
They ask me what it is.
But that's called but they're talking to you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's the communication that we need.
Right.
We need to be able
But
to feed off of each
But I mean,
other's
it's
education.
just like a really, it's just sometimes, it's just like it kind of it tickles me. I'm not saying I get mad
me
at
too.
it.
I know, I
It
get you.
tickles
I
me.
got some people who, nothing wrong with it, they didn't go to film school, but they hit me up for information. But then I'll send them back a Google search, and I know they're on a computer.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, let me check Google.
Right.
Here you go.
Sometimes I'm lazy, and I just want to have somebody tell me, literally, But
Yeah.
I used to hate the internet. Oh my god, it's so crazy how it's evolved, from when I was even young to now.
Right.
Just AOL
The problem with the
to
internet is it's not a complete picture of what you're doing. It's a method of communication, and then humans' propensity to like assume everything
Is right.
messes up the message.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we didn't even have the internet either.
No.
I hate to go back to me and
I
sound
miss
like a
those days
grumpy old man, but I mean,
sometimes. When I was
we
young,
didn't have
I
that.
wanted to goof off on the weekends. My
Mhm.
buddy, my best friend, Ledford, had no phone at his house. So I'm like, I'm going to Ledford's.
Yeah, the world leaves you alone.
I never did anything bad, but just sort of like, it was just that freeing kind of feeling.
Yeah. I used to rely on
Just go outside
with
and play.
fun
Yeah.
phones.
Yeah.
I mean, you've never
What's
had a phone
outside?
at all.
Yeah.
You've never have you?
Oh
ever
yeah,
had-
I've
play
had some of it. I've
outside?
had all over the
You've
years.
had
Playing
iPhone
outside. What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
actually, I have never
What's
had
that?
iPhone.
But you've had an Android phone.
Yeah.
And the future kids
I've
will
had
do
it. I
that,
just-
but they'll do
I
it
just
as
one
this
day I
app,
said-
and it'll just
I-
make
Bro,
it
there's
So you
this
just
app
do this
where
by
we go
choice.
and you play
Okay,
outside.
I respect that. I
I'm
guess.
not anti-technology.
Bro,
by any
bro,
means.
Okay. I was about to say, like,
Bro, you want to
so
build
you
a
don't
fort?
have Facebook.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah,
No,
I'm on Facebook.
It's
Yeah.
all
I
digital.
have a laptop at home.
Well,
that I
add
use
me,
all the
okay?
time.
Since we're gonna talk about
Okay.
social
You
media.
have to
and
pay
shit.
a month. I'm like, you can just go outside
I'm
for
talking
free.
to somebody right
Who
now.
wants to
there
do
is,
that?
that is hiking on the Appalachian Trail.
Oh,
that she-
really?
Yeah, that she's on there. And I'm talking to her on the Facebook and on the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
Internets.
on the internet.
I'm on the
know,
internet.
That's not gonna exist forever, and I am excited
What,
for it.
Facebook?
Yeah, it's gonna eventually one day. It better.
I
Because
wonder
my
what's gonna
mom's a
be
robot
Instagram.
now.
A
That's how I
robot?
get all my acting jobs is on Facebook.
I know, but there's just gotta be.
Facebook, here's what works for Facebook. It's easy peasy to talk to anybody.
Mhm.
You can just message and bam.
Mm-hmm.
Every monetary deal, every film I've ever worked on, any kind of money I've made through this is pretty much Facebook.
Yeah.
Emails are just tedious. And then you gotta find everybody's email and all that. You just go to the name on Facebook and bam, you know. You can upload whatever files you want, you can send whatever links you want, all that. And any of the social medias are set up that way.
I guess.
I don't Twitter. I'm not on Twitter.
I don't e- I've never
I'm
even
not-
been on Twitter
I
before.
never.
don't
Twitter's
have-
pointless unless
I
you're
use
celebrity
it, but I
influencer.
use it as a hub. I just make sure if I post here, it just kicks it over to Twitter.
I looked at your this morning. I was lazy and bored, and I was sitting outside on my porch, and I was looking at your post that you posted, and it was something that you're a great writer, by the way. Like, I was reading all his stuff. It was it's this app that you're on. I don't know what it's called. It was
That's my
Vimeo.
writing, yeah.
Vimeo.
Uh-huh.
Is that what it is?
Vimeo?
Yeah,
I'm
I was
it.
on that. You had posted something this morning, and I was reading it.
Oh, if that's probably.
It was for Kill Giggles.
Oh, that's probably Jason Buteran's writing.
No, it's not. It's yours.
What?
Yeah,
Well,
it's
you
your
should
page.
know.
Yeah,
It's you. I could tell it was you because you were talking about yourself. It was your
Oh.
introduction to yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it was you. I could tell it was. But you're a good writer. Anyways, what I'm saying is that the fact that they even have this, I'm like, there's just so many different social media type things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing.
Mhm.
It is a good thing, but and it also keeps us aware as human beings to be. It's
Yeah.
more good than it probably
I'm
is
pushing
bad.
more because I'm trying to figure out how to make money, and I'm trying to cast the net further out.
I mean, I like this. I mean, I'm not anti-technology at all. I love the internet. I love going on. I mean, like I told Tyler a little while ago, me and Jesse have talked about. We're not anti-technology. We love this time of day. We don't
Yeah.
say, "I wish it was back in 1982 when we didn't do this or whatever." No, well, we don't
We'd
want
be
to go
so
back to
bored.
that.
That's a medal we can wear, but
Yeah, I mean, we lived through that, and we were, right. But I mean, it's just that, but we don't, we're not sitting around saying, "Golly, I wish it was like it was in 1982." But it's just like it's nice to have the
yeah.
technology there to work on it, but doesn't necessarily mean you have to have it though.
I'm glad I grew up when I grew up. Like, I know we're all pretty much almost the same age. Like,
Yeah.
where we didn't have phones.
Yeah.
Well, not y'all. But I was looking at them.
No,
You
well,
know.
I was saying yeah.
Yeah, I think you got more like.
I was there when I
Some years
saw
on me.
George get elected.
But like, we still appreciate the going outside, and now someone at 6, like 13, even 12, like a 12-year-old, my niece knows more about technology than I do, and I'm like, I've been alive
They're
longer.
fast. The hands are just a blur on their pads and devices
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
I didn't have no device. I had Pocahontas on a VHS.
Did
I
it?
had what's it called? Astro Command. It was my little. I had a tiny little like video game.
Yeah.
Two buttons and a joystick.
I had the
and a
Nintendo
screen.
DS.
Nice.
Yeah,
Played
PlayStation.
I know what you're talking
All
about.
day and all
I know what you're
night.
talking about.
That
Just
was
to play it.
that was my stuff right there, man. Go to a
Okay.
friend's house and
Tiny
trade.
rectangular
Do
phone
you
that you would
remember
play Tetris on.
When they
Oh,
came
yeah,
out
yeah,
with the
that's fancy.
squared Game Boy. I was like living in the future.
Yeah, I always wanted
I
one.
had a
Mom
red
would
one.
never buy me a
Coming out
Game
in
Boy,
the
and then I finally got
retro
the Nintendo DS, and all my friends had the Game Boy, and I went, I have the power now.
Yes.
It's like
funny,
pull up the pen, and I'm like,
I was in Quaid's class one time,
and I got the
and he was
DSi,
saying-
and I was like,
He was
oh.
saying about like a scene that he wanted to shoot, and he said, "Yeah, we're gonna do it like like they did in Columbo back in the day." And I said, and I'm like, I know what you're talking about, but I don't think any of these people know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm lost.
I freaking love Columbo.
I
She's
mean,
an
it's a
old
good
soul.
Peter
song,
Falk
right?
is
I
But,
mean, usually
you
you
know,
depend on Cat to recognize some of the
Yeah.
obscure
Yeah.
shows.
Right.
Yeah.
How can you
But
not know?
it was funny. I was just tired of laughing.
I'm so bad at
laughing,
that.
but
Like,
it
I'm
sounded
just,
really
like,
sweet
been-
that Quaid said
It's
that.
because
I
I'm
was
just,
like,
my dad just showed me
I know what
action.
you're
I love
talking
that.
about.
Yeah.
And I might be too obsessed
I
with
wish I was
Marvel,
like
but
that.
like I always
That's
just
pretty
refer to that,
cool.
but like, yeah, I'm always like,
That's fair.
I'm just like in this one category.
It's all good.
60s to early 2000s, I can get most of the stuff. And then I'm like, oh,
N-
nope, nope, don't know what they're talking
1998
about.
to 2000.
I have to say, I thought I knew a lot of movies until I came here, and then I realized I don't.
Yeah, I didn't know squat.
Because there's a lot of movies that I've not come across, but I never really gave that. I have to say, I used to be really like, I don't want to watch that. That doesn't look good.
Mhm.
I am more open now.
I found that too when I started listening to podcasts and watching podcasts, and that there were movie podcasts that people were talking about movies and going through movies and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I used to think same thing. Oh, I've seen a whole bunch of movies in my life. Da, da, da. And then all of a sudden they start doing. I'm like, oh my god, I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
About movies or whatever. And I don't know anything. I don't know. I've never seen any movies compared to what they're talking about.
It's neat though, because then you end up, it's like striking like a vein of like gold or platinum, it's like all this other stuff, oh my god,
Right.
your world just opened up.
Right.
I know I've been trying to watch Neon Demon for like a week now,
I
but
think you'll dig it.
I might.
You know-
I was gonna
You'll
watch
dig
it, but it
It's funny
wasn't.
talk about this. I have so much pressure.
Made me feel at the end.
A lot of
It
friends
looked good.
will hit me up on Instagram or Snapchat, and they'll be like, "Hey, what's a good movie to watch?" I'm like,
'Cause you're in film school, you know
yeah,
all
they
the
just
movies.
think I know. Like, I'm like, well, and I try my best, but I get that question a lot now, and I'm like, okay.
Just text me, I'll give you a bunch.
Yeah.
Just fling them out.
You
I keep-
couldn't know
I
the
keep-
documentary.
I keep telling people to watch Edgar Wright though, because not many people know about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
They don't know that.
And then I tell them about it, and they're like, "That's awesome."
Wait, what?
Edgar
Edgar
Wright.
Wright.
It's
Oh.
Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Baby Driver.
Which you'd figure would be up in everybody.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know about it, so I always go to that first, and then people come up and be like, "Holy crap,
Hot
man!"
Fuzz is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Right?
Hot Fuzz,
That's
the
so
great
funny.
or good.
The great, good. Will you shut up?
There is nothing like someone coming up to you and you having an hour-long conversation about a movie that you love. There's just nothing
That's
like
my
it.
That's
life.
great.
That's
I
that's
just
all I
loved
want in
it.
life.
Yeah.
It was the best feeling in the world.
It's nice leaving a theater and having that
Conversation.
excitement.
Oh my god! I like when I got out of Pet Cemetery. Me and my girlfriend, we were exhausted. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "It was such a good movie." I'm so sleepy, but I can't get over that old lady, and the and the cat. I just
Spoilers.
I highly suggest you guys
Sorry.
venture
joking,
out
I'm joking.
and start going to a lot of local conventions and fests.
I'm buying my tickets tonight.
You'll see all kinds
Fear
of
Fest
stuff.
or the Confest thing.
Oh, the one in Raleigh?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Raleigh
go.
SuperCon? Because you
Yeah.
got John Cleese is going to be there. You got
Oh, that's right. You told me.
Chucky, the guy from
the
Chucky,
guy from Chucky. You've got
guy from Halloween.
yeah.
He's gonna be there. I'm sorry.
What was his
Go ahead.
name? Tyler
Dorff.
something.
Dorff. Yeah, Brad Dorff.
Brad
Yep.
Dorff, right?
Yeah.
That's who you're talking about. Who is Chucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Brad Dorff.
No.
He's not gonna be there.
Oh.
Wish. I'd be shit
Oh, is
myself.
this the new Chucky?
No, we're talking about the kid that played that.
Oh.
The little
Gotcha,
kid
gotcha.
that from the
Okay.
Child's Play. I forgot his name.
I don't know.
Oh, who's in the original Child's Play?
Yes, and he also was in the one that came out a couple years ago.
Right.
He's the kid.
Yeah.
But it's still cool. And then the kid that played in Pet Cemetery
Right.
as Gage, and a couple other people that I've.
David Tennant. One
Yeah.
of the
Really?
Doctor
That's
Who,
right.
and Rose, who's also popular
that's
on
right.
Doctor Who.
And then the guy that plays in The Night of the Living Dead, the old guy. The one that's like, I'm coming to get you, Barbara. I think that's him.
Oh, he's not dead? He's alive?
Well, someone from that movie is there, and it looked like him.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's an old guy. He's like in his 80s.
Oh, okay,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah,
dead.
Yeah.
He's alive. What?
I mean, I know Judith the
He's coming as a
Dave's
zombie,
alive
but
and
that's
well.
another
Yeah.
I
story.
just didn't know that. Yeah. I
But
just,
a lot of Walking Dead people are going to be there too. I saw like it's like God, crap
Right
ton
on.
of.
I know some of the zombies, and they
Zombies.
even
Yeah.
just being zombies, they go out to all the cons,
It's
they
still
get
cool.
tables, they get autographs and all that. You can make some money being a zombie.
Yeah, that shit's
For sure.
expensive. $60. I was like, oh no.
For autograph?
For a cute, like a
Oh.
photo op. I was like, I don't
Yeah,
care enough
60
about
bucks
that.
is-
I will snap.
That's regular.
Yeah,
I'm sure
photo ops are
anything-
generally
You
cost
pay to get an
money.
autograph?
Can you like take a photo from like
What?
real quick across
Not-
the street? Like,
Depends on the con. It depends on the
I'd
person.
feel
but
wrong to do that
they,
if I was
They
famous.
used to. They used to.
Make money off my
Well,
signature. I'd
the
probably
guy
do
who
that.
yeah, but they're not that
I
famous.
think the guy who played his name's Jeremy Bullock. He's
Yeah.
a British actor. He did he played Boba Fett in Empire Strikes
Yeah.
Back.
Mm.
He was at Dragon Con one year and he was selling his autograph. I mean, like had a whole thing of autographs he was gonna do. It was like 60
I
or
would
more.
do that.
But
I feel how you feel.
I don't think that's-
But I changed my mind because a lot of these people who are there, they aren't making money, man. This is the only way they can make money.
They're not making money after
I wouldn't
being in
have
Star
it
Wars?
quite so much.
Yeah, but they're taking
Yeah,
their
they
time.
made it like what 30 years ago.
Yeah, I was about to
Is
say.
it like $1 million though? You
No.
can, you can invest
Just
that?
because
Disney,
you
they're
see
getting-
somebody
yeah,
on
they're getting a
TV.
royalty check for 49 cents now. But,
Only
you
if
know,
you were in the main cast of Friends in the last season.
yeah.
Yeah, it just
Alright.
Depends on what
depends.
you're- depends
But
on what
like,
you're-
I mean, if you're Brad
Ryan Wells,
Pitt-
these actors are going to work with,
Don't.
they make their money now because off of fans, because
Gotcha.
or else they'll be forgotten.
See, I was in
Yeah.
the idea.
know,
You got a lot of
crazy
money
people
already.
Like us, hiring Vernon Wells, hiring Judith
Gotcha.
O'Dea, hiring these people, and they're giving them back ends. They're acting for dirt cheap for us. Dirt
Yeah.
cheap.
Mm.
Gotcha.
You know.
Yeah.
Because they didn't
Super
have
cool.
the agreements that
signs.
people are signing now with
Right.
that likeness
the
or
older
what,
stuff
the
in
likeness
back
and stuff like
days,
that. Back
yeah.
in, they didn't have
Mhm.
contracts like they do now.
That I can understand.
Yeah, you know.
Oh.
I was like, man, I'm not paying for autographs. Went there, saw Vernon Wells. I bought like 4 of them off of him.
Oh my
Right.
God.
I did
20
that.
bucks.
I did that with Jeremy Bullock. I said,
Yeah.
"Screw it, I ain't
Stuck
gonna
it
get
for
you that signed autograph. I don't have money for $60 to play that."
Hopefully they'll hold me.
Turned, it depends. you know.
Because like I say, it could have been anybody in that suit. Who knows if it was him? I
Bruce
don't
Campbell,
know.
where the line is going like 5 times around the block and all that. No, I ain't got time.
There's no point in
That I won't do that. I
would just
stand in line.
pay for the signature so I can just
Yeah.
talk to the person.
Taryn will really,
But-
Taryn will talk to the people running the cons.
I still have his house.
He'll get his hotel comms. He will talk his way into
Somehow.
hosting panels,
So I get
Q&A
paid.
panels, and all these famous people. He's smooth like that,
Yeah.
but he's a billboard of rock and roll. So he can do it.
Well, I mean, that's the fun thing to do is go to the tables that people aren't everybody's at. If you
Right.
remember these people, like Dragon Con, for instance, I went to tables where people aren't. I mean, I remember them, but a lot of people don't remember
Yeah.
them from television shows or whatever, movies, whatever. And I go, that's the fun ones that you go to because I loved you and da 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 da, and they love that you remember
Oh, yeah.
them.
I would do that, yeah.
And most of the
So
time
much
they're
you know.
really nice and they're not
Oh, yeah.
they're not gonna be snobby to you because they're
Sure.
They're there for a reason to meet
Yeah.
people.
and so they're there to get
Yeah.
gushed on. They're there to be
Yeah.
to be liked or whatever.
That's
They're
right.
not there like you're not just meeting them in an airport or meeting them in a store or something like that and say hello.
So, what are they gonna do? Like, I've never been to a con before or
Yeah,
anything like that. So,
you should go.
what to expect? Oh no, I'm going. There's no way I'm
Yeah,
missing
yeah,
this.
it's fun.
I'm gonna go both. Now, are both days different people, or can I just go Saturday and everybody's gonna be there?
Just honestly, all cons have the schedule like on their websites and stuff. You just go there and you'll see the schedule. You'll see all the when the panels happen. You'll see what guests will be available for what things.
Mhm.
Usually spelled out there. Even the worst cons will have a semblance of some kind of schedule.
And is there anything else to do other than take photos of famous people?
Oh, it's eating, drinking, like going into the floors where people are selling all kinds of stuff.
Cool.
Go sit in Q&A panels all day long if you want to. The if they got a film festival, there's a film festival to sit in. You can watch everything. You can pick and choose what you want to see.
So have
gotta
to have
get
money
the
to
there's
be
schedule.
able to go,
parks, there's
basically.
all kinds of stuff. A lot of local
It does
cons
help
are
to
gonna
have a
be
lot
kind
of money. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to
Yeah.
take some money with you.
Sure.
Cash too.
A lot of people
A
I
lot of
know,
times
we
they're
go
not
in
take
groups,
cards or
we'll sleep,
whatever.
we'll get one, like 4 of us will get a hotel room,
I live near Raleigh.
and we'll just, yeah, if you live near the place, don't even bother with that.
Yeah.
We'll all get in a hotel room, we'll hang
Yeah,
out,
me
we'll
and
have a good
friends-
time, make a party out of it.
I mean, I lived outside Atlanta, but I was, me and my friend got a hotel room in Atlanta, right near the Dragon Con or whatever type thing. So it was just like, if you didn't feel like walking around, just went up to your room and just chilled out.
Yeah.
But
I can barely afford it. I'm just gonna go for Saturday then, because if I have to bring money to enjoy myself at all, there's no point in me dropping $30. I just hope the day I go is the day that the Halloween guy is there.
that should have a
Because
schedule.
that's
They
what I
should
do.
have a schedule
Kentucky guy.
or a schedule
be,
or
yeah.
something on that
Now,
site.
schedules do change.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see what happens.
Check it out.
Being
Just
able to
go
go
have
is just
fun.
good. Yeah,
You know,
I'm excited. Are you gonna be there
when? What?
for that? For the
When
one
is it?
Raleigh. It's not this weekend. It's not next weekend. The weekend after next.
I think I'm visiting my parents that weekend.
Damn.
I haven't seen them
It's the 25th. Yeah.
since Christmas.
That's the only weekend this
What's
month.
all
I'm
gonna
not
be
out
at
of
that
town.
con? Do you know?
Yeah, we were just talking about it. Just go in the so it's called
What's it called? Dragon Con? Is that the one?
no. What
Well,
was
that's
it
a big one. That happens in
Atlanta.
Fear Fest. It's
Atlanta.
Fear Con. Jesus Christ.
It's Raleigh SuperCon?
Yeah, it's something Fear.
Is it just horror stuff though?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
They usually have a mix of everything, though. Superheroes are in every con.
Yeah, there was some-
HeroCon
yeah,
in
no.
Raleigh, dude. You should check out HeroCon. Heroes
HeroCon.
Con, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, HeroCon's a good one.
Here-
There's a little one I go to all the time in, or is HeroCon in Charlotte?
That's in
Maybe it's in Charlotte. Never
That's
mind. It's in Charlotte. Yeah, it's still Raleigh, Charlotte.
Mm.
Type in HeroCon and it'll say what city it's in.
it's completely it's here and
Raleigh's
there.
got a lot of good cons too. You know, there's Charlotte's got the bulk of most of the
Yeah.
ones I know
Yeah.
about. There's one I've gone to religiously for years called Con Carolinas.
Yeah.
Which is in,
So that's what it was called.
yeah.
Carolina. It was Carolina Fear Fest 2019.
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay, I gotta go.
Yep.
I'll see you guys. I'll come. Where do you want me to meet you?
We'll probably.
We'll just be in the building.
I'll just be in the building.
What
Okay.
time are you at your class?
It ends at 12. I'll end a few. I always leave. I always go in early and leave a
Okay.
few minutes early.
Okay.
So I'll see you.
But you guys know where it's at, right?
Yep.
So you can
She
recommend
showed me.
it.
Randall, are you gonna go to the thing?
Yeah, you
What
should
thing?
it's a
Cookout.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a class over at.
Just skip it.
In Roxborough.
Mhm.
Just drop it.
Randall,
It's
It was a
fine.
pleasure.
Is it a final?
It was a pleasure, my friend.
No.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I gotta be there.
Never mind.
Good meeting
It
you.
was good to meet you too, and I'll see you
I'll
again
get
one
you.
day.
I'll friend you on Facebook.
You have my email. So if you ever want to get in touch with me, and friend me on Facebook. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya. I need to friend you on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think we're
Nobody's
okay
friending
now.
me.
you
No, I
know.
don't have any friends.
All right, shoot. Okay, we're still going here. All right. Anybody else got anything to say? All right, so that's it. You guys got to hear some banter and all that. So tune in maybe in the fall. Maybe we'll come back in season 3. Maybe. Probably. Bye.
Bye.